A very good morning to you. It's 12 minutes past the hour of 10 o'clock on Flow 94.9 FM on Wire. My name is Ginika Olo. I've reported for duty. Of course, it is time for Dr. Joseph Carlos Speaks on this dial. This is a show where we look at various issues emanating from the polity, governance, what have you. So please tune into this particular dial, Flow 94.9 FM, to enjoy the show. It's going to run between now till exactly 11 o'clock this morning. Welcome to Dr. Joseph Carlos Speaks on Flow 94.9 FM. But before we go, it's good to remind you that it should be an interactive program where you can call in and as well send in your SMS. Once the time reaches, we'll open the phone lines and we'll tell you where to call in. But I have the regular who I'll be doing the show with, talking about the Southeast Media Aid to Dr. Joseph Carlos. Honorable Madukokoro, he is seated right here.
Good morning, Ginika. Good morning, the good people of Abia State. Abia, Mamano, Ndewonu, Chineke Gozino.
Okay, Honorable, you want to thank some people now, or should we go on?
I think it's very critical and significant in what we are going through, not only in Abia State, not only in Nigeria, but in the nation at large. But I want to use this opportunity to thank a lot of folks that have been praying assiduously for the distinguished Senator Joseph Carlos. Dr. Joseph Carlos is unbelievable if he can see and hear what folks are saying about him. People that never met him before, people that never touched Joseph Carlos before. First of all, let me thank the Assemblies of God Church in Ibere under the leadership of Reverend Esau Udonsi. In the assemblies, in the Muku, in the Wonuwo, Mr. Mkelunu, ne Pere Unuji, Bari Chinekoka. Odipani in your blue ne me Bari Chinekele Chinekana no Luno, Mkele Taranda assemblies in the Muku Iberike, Reverend Densi Ebaleala, de Pepe Brown, Obulon Ekbron, Chinekeji no Lugu, Chinekeji, and no Olu, Ndenna. Ndagadi nwanyi nora akfara Joseph Carlos akfa ayamala lulu hinoji Joseph Carlos odikwani ihe mega one mara akpa la politics nothing mega Chineke bile eligwe Chineke kere eligwe lowa hinoji Joseph Carlos lanya ulo obla ndị nkunu no mande cherubim and seraphim mande city of miracles ndị church lile what I call the faith-based organizations that have risen up to bellow their voices before the Almighty Jehovah Jajare Jara for Elohim, to pray, to pour encomiums to Almighty God for having somebody like Senator Joseph Carlos representing Abia North Senatorial Zone. Ihe na demma ndị Igbo, ndị Hausa, ndị Yoruba, ndị Nigeria lohu kpe ekpere lile. Chineke gozie unu n'aha Jesus. Ndewonu.
Okay, moving on the show. Honorable, I understand some APC members from Abia State had actually visited your principal, Dr. Joseph Carlos, in Abuja.
Yes.
I understand that that particular visit was sponsored by the member representing then the federal constituency, Benjamin Carlo. How did he go?
Well, it was a very touching period as a last week, this week, that a lot of folks, especially the local government party secretaries of our great party, APC, the ruling party in Nigeria, about to be the most exciting, the most powerful party in Abia because of the people that are joining us. I want to thank Benjamin Okezie Carlo Otabri Bende for what you have done to see that these local government secretaries of our great party went to see our leader, the leader, Olundibo, Ndendibo Neji Agamba, Ibere Herelanya, Ndibo Herelanya, and then Nigeria Herelanya. Africa Lohu Kenelanya. I want to thank you guys for what you have done to go to Abuja to see His Excellency, the former executive governor of Abia State, and now a distinguished senator. I also want to thank the party chairman in the 17 local government. They also went there before the secretaries went. Okay. I want to thank Kiruka, Honorable Kiruka Onyejocha, representing Umunnochi Isukweto in the Federal House. the deputy chief whip in the federal house. I want to thank her immensely. I also want to thank Dr. Uche Samson Oga, the current Minister of State in the federal government, for what they have done to see that our party come like a family, that to prove to people the love that people have for Orji Uzor Kalu. It was very touching to see people trooping to Abuja. And this is only in Abia that is happening, but the people that are going to Abuja to see Orji Uzor Kalu is unbelievable. I mean, we're
it's
talking
a kind
about
of a moral booster.
yes, it's to show love. It's not even about moral boosting. We're talking about showing love for somebody, an individual. So you can imagine that people all over Nigeria are trooping to Abuja to see Orji Uzor Kalu. Even those that have not seen Orji, they want to use this opportunity to meet him, to let him know that there is outpouring of love for him, and that God Almighty is with him. Orji Uzor Kalu is a man that God has given to Igbo, a man God has given to Nigeria. And I believe that in less than no time, when His Excellency, the distinguished senator, comes out to talk to the people, he will come and talk to the people. And like I said, after the arrival of the late Dim Odimegwu Ojukwu, he came by Newi, Ezigbo Gburugburu. When he arrived from Abidjan, Nigeria head sway for him. And we are going to see how much love people have for Dr. Orji Uzor Kalu the day he will visit his people. So we are very optimistic. I so much enjoy it, hearing what people say when they go to Abuja to see His Excellency. So I'm proud to be associated with Orji Uzor Kalu. I'm proud that Orji Uzor Kalu is a man with big heart. He's a man that is very resilient, a man that God wants to use. And we are watching events.
We always want to know how he's faring, how
he is.
Well,
you see, there is a difference between a man and a man. You see, anybody can come and say, don't talk to me like that, I'm a man like you. But when somebody says, I am the man, there is a big difference. It takes a whole lot for you to grow up to say that you are the man. Orji Uzor Kalu is the man. There's no question about that. We know that. We are just looking at things to change, and things to change for the better. Positively.
Yeah, sure. You remember last time the former Abga candidate in Abia North senatorial zone, the person that contested for the senatorial seat in Abia North, Bodex Ogbaonoha, actually said, in fact, he actually pleaded to the National Assembly Senate precisely not to declare the seat of the distinguished senator vacant yet. It's quite early for them to do so.
No, they're not even. That is something that will be in list in the minds of the distinguished senators. The 9th Senate of Federal Republic of Nigeria. This is the largest country in the Black continent. This is a country called Nigeria that people look up to. It's just like coming to Nigeria from different spheres of life or from different climes. It's a big deal. People dream to come to Nigeria. African American dream to come to Nigeria. Brazilian dream to come to Nigeria. Cubans dream to come to Nigeria. Even people from Trinidad and Tobago, from Haiti, they love Nigeria. Nigeria is open heaven for Black people. So it's just like you waking up to, you want to travel to America or you want to travel to white folks' country. You've never been there before. You heard it, you read about it, but you want to physically be there. That is the same thing that is happening. The 9th Senate is a respectable Senate. This is the most vibrant Senate. And you know, when Senator Orji Uzor Kalu walked through the aisle of the Senate, everybody woke up. This is the man that woke up the Senate. This is a man that people enjoy because of Dr. Orji Uzor Kalu. A lot of folks, like I said before, went to purchase television sets. Because of Orji Uzor Kalu, a lot of folks started paying attention to the workings of the Senate. It is a good thing. And I know that Orji Uzor Kalu, the distinguished senator, soon as he comes back, Senate will be on a different level. Senate, the greatest Senate in the Black continent, is going to have a new narrative. And that narrative is going to be something that you and I will cherish, not only for ourselves, but for those yet unborn. Nigeria is a good country. Nigeria is a country that people need to die for. That green, white, green is touching. Just like Americans, the stripes, the blue, red, and white stripe. People love their country. You have to love your country, and that is why I believe that every given time for Nigerians, we should do a whole lot to make Nigeria a better place. And the Senate is going to be a bigger and better Senate. And Dr. Okalo is a part of that change. And we are looking forward to see the greatness of Nigeria when Orji Okalo comes back. He's a man loved by the people.
At Flow 94.9 FM, we've got conducive and well-secured environment for business, high-tech video studio, a state-of-the-art production studio. You can also listen live on www.flow949fm.com and watch our videos on YouTube at Flow FM TV. Flow 94.9 FM, not just radio, but a complete broadcasting house.
All right, still Dr. Joseph Carlos speaks at Flow 94.9 FM. My name is Guinea Colwell, and I still have here with me the Southeast Media Aide to Dr. Joseph Carlos, Honorable Matt Kokoro. Now, Honorable, let's look at the issue of repatriated looted funds. Yes. Just yesterday, the U.S. told us that Nigerian government must make sure that they have a separate account where these monies, all these money that are being repatriated, will be lodged into. Then again, the question now is, the federal government said all these monies will be channeled to various projects across the country, but we have debts on our head. Don't you think it's high time we started paying off these debts with all this looted money?
I agree with you. Well, I am a believer in a society called Nigeria. I don't think that the white man would tell me how I run my system. He can advise, but you don't tell me how I'm going to run my system, because I don't tell white men how they run theirs. Now, the money that that has been brought back as looted funds, I think that we need to set up a committee to look at that money and then channel the money where we feel that are very, very crucial for the development and for the betterment of a society called Nigeria. I think that those infrastructure you talk about, like the roads, I think they have been embedded into the budget. I also believe that if you set up a committee, they will have to do that, the town hall meeting, or even the Senate had to come into it, the House of Reps to come into it, because that money belongs to you and I. I think that the senators, the various congressmen and women should come back to their household, that is their constituencies, and hear from the people, so that people will give their own advice, because it's their money. We have to share ideas together. So if we decide as Nigerians that every Nigerian should have 1-bedroom apartment, that is, if you come to every state, you have federal housing estates. Those housing estates must be done by reputable people, so that the people that own that money will feel the effect of the money. So if they decide that they're going to use it to establish housing estates, fine, good and dandy. If they decide they want to share the money to every household, which is not possible, good and dandy. But we have to be very careful what we are going to do with that money. You see, just like winning a lottery, when you hit a big jackpot, and if you don't think well, you don't sit at your house and pray over that money. By the time you know it, because if you have 1 million naira in your hand and you spend a naira, it's no longer 1 million. It reduces. So we need to know. For many years we've been talking about looted funds. I think that the Senate need to be given opportunity to wade into the looted fund. The House of Reps need to be given opportunity to wade into the looted fund, because they are the representatives of the people. The federal government per se is right on top of the system, but those that represent us, that will speak our mindset, need to have their say on how we are going to use that money. I think that would be the better way to follow it than in saying if we are going to talk about building of roads. We have been hearing of roads. So many administrations have come and gone, and we're still talking about roads. And I believe that money was not in the mindset of the Senate and the House of Reps before the budget was given to them by the executive arm of government.
Do you know the worrisome thing there? Yes. Is that Nigerians don't even know the amount this looted funds, what do we have at hand from all the repatriated funds so far. If you remember, These funds that were stashed out in various foreign countries, they started repatriating it right from Obasanjo's era, and up to this moment, it's still the same thing. We don't even know how much do we have, how much have been repatriated, and how much have been utilized. Who handles it? Who manages it?
That's a good one. That's a good one. That's why I say that we need to set up a bipartisan committee, irrespective of the political ideology. Those folks that understand about economics, those folks that understand about finance, those folks that understand about administration, those folks that understand about public service, they need to blend them together so that we look at it and say, okay, you a financial expert, can we look at how much we have gotten from Obasanjo's administration to today's administration? How much have we gotten? What did we do with that? And then we look at it and say, now this is what we have now, right now, this is what we got. Now, how do we spend it? Don't spend money anyhow, because it is our money. And that is why I look at civil society organizations. This is where the CSOs need to come in and then profile solutions how we're going to use that money. If we say that civil servants in totality have not been paid very well, now we need to up the salary of civil servants. Now, how do we do that to cap the money looted fund into the civil service in general? If they decide, say, we need to pay salary, because I don't think that you can be proud of yourself as a Nigerian and somebody have carried away lots of money as if the money belongs to him or her, and now we have gotten these looted funds and nobody has been able to tell us this is how much we've gotten since Obasanjo's administration until today. I think that CSO need to wade into that. We also need to talk about how much money that we have gotten from the ones that were stolen now that we are getting from Ikoyi apartments and the one left at the airport and all that stuff. I think that this is what we need to do so that people will begin to feel the essence of governance. And I believe that my political party, the APC, will work on that. And I think also that in Igbo, we usually say, we need to come have pool of intellectual resources so that we'll sit and then profile solutions on how we need to utilize these funds. These funds are crucial. So if we decide that we're going to borrow money aside what we have, how do we realign ourselves to the current thinking and say, if we had wanted to borrow 10 naira and then we have gotten 20 naira, how do we've gotten like 5 naira, how do we cut the amount we are planning to borrow?
Before now, Honorable, some state governments have been crying that they don't have money, especially when they implemented this. They signed the new national minimum wage into law. Yes. They were crying that no money, and one will be thinking, why is it that federal government, all this looted, you don't channel it maybe to all these some of the state government to enable them pay the minimum wage, at least to help the workers?
Yeah, what I'm saying, that's why we need to set up a committee. But if state governments are crying over looted funds, that means they are weak vessels. You don't need to cry over it. I think that states need to worry about how to generate revenue. Don't worry about grabbing money. Talk about how you generate money. There are ways you can make money. Well, every state need to ask, how have we been generating funds? Don't worry about looted funds. That is why some states are making mistakes. If any governor of any state is worrying about looted funds, that means that governor anger diddly. All I'm saying is that governors need to look inward to generate funds, not the looted fund. The looted fund, we are the ones. They govern. We are the ones that need to bother ourselves about that, not governors bothering that. We don't want governors to talk about looted funds. They should talk about paying their own salary. Salaries can be paid. Every state have money. If they say they don't have money, I don't think so.
Okay, we'll take a breather now. When we come back, the show continues. It's still Dr. Ojo Okalo Speaks on Flow 94.9 FM, Umuahia.
At Flow 94.9 FM, we've got conducive and well-secured environment for business. High-tech video studio, a state-of-the-art production studio. You can also listen live on www.flow949fm.com and watch our videos on YouTube at Flow FM TV. Flow 94.9 FM, not just radio, but a complete broadcasting house.
All right, welcome back to the show. It's still Dr. Ojo Okalo Speaks on Flow 94.9 FM here. I still have here seated with me the Southeast Media aide to Dr. Ojo Okalo, who I've been doing the show with. Honorable Madukokoro. Welcome back to the show, Honorable.
Thank you very much, Gineka.
Okay, the issue of insecurity still rages across the country. Yes. Just yesterday, we understand that a section of the northern youth from the northeast said they are going to set up their own security outfit, just like the southwest did. You know, before now, Southeast started it. Yes. They've not done anything about it. Southwest came and set up their own. Then North Central, they said they were going to do same. But now the Northeast, everybody's taking a cue, on that. Why is it that up to this moment, nothing is happening in the Southeast?
That question is a very good question that you asked. But I also want to say this. I am happy that the Northeast youths have decided to form their own vigilante service groups. It is good for Nigeria. I thank you people in the North for coming out to say you need vigilante, because that will help us to fight Boko Haram. Those northern youths that are forming vigilante, God bless you. Bismillah Rahman Rahim. Alhamdulillah. What I will ask you to do is to hurry up and set up the vigilante, and then go into the Sambisa forest, help the military fight the insurgency groups there. That is good. I want people to do that. We need to have more vigilante groups in the Northeast.
But don't forget that there's a civilian JTF in the Northeast who are also helping the military.
Let us create more JTFs. I thank them. Let them enter Sambisa. But whatever you form, enter Sambisa.
Don't you think it's a spite on the federal government?
It's not a spite. Whatever you can do to help the law enforcement, or whatever you can do to help the military, then so be it. When in any war, you have to have some kind of intelligent groups that will be operating on the ground. They don't need to carry arms. If you decide to forge vigilante, the word vigilante is okay for us. Let them enter Sambisa for us and help the military to fight the insurgency. While the military are going on air surveillance, they know the routes in those Sambisa forests. They know where to catch those Boko Haram folks. Boko Haram, most of them are inside their houses, operating from their houses. So vigilante, good for you, the northern youth. Nobody should stop you. Help the military fight the insurgency. It is good for Nigeria. Amotekun in southwest, help to fight crime in the southwest. No problem, but you cannot do it on your own. You have to work in tandem with the law enforcement agency. The power does not belong to you. The power belongs to law enforcement officer. The same thing we are doing in Southeast. The only thing that is Southeast, I don't know why we are wasting time. We already have vigilante group. We already have what we call Abia State Vigilante Group. The Bakassi. What we need to do, use the Bakassi people to help the police to fight crime. Like I said before, and I keep saying it, the architecture of insecurity can be really dismantled. How do we do that? You have to work with the traditional rulers. The traditional rulers will create their own vigilante because they know the criminals in their various villages. The vigilantes will work with Abia State Vigilante Service. That is the Bakassi. Bakassi will work with the police. Where do you do that? Even the what they call community policing. Yes, the word policing is universal. But when we're talking about those that are going to carry arms, those going to carry ammunition, the police officers, the registered police officers, the recognized police officers are the ones that need to carry arms. But we use those vigilantes, except those that are licensed to carry arms. In Southeast, we have been doing that. Why are we forming vigilante group in Anambra, in Ebonyi, in Enugu, in Imo? No, we have Bakassi. What you need to do is to reject the Bakassi that we have, because the one we have in Abia State are backed by law. And I keep saying it, they are backed by law, so you have to use them. The security vote that governors have, the Southeast governors get every month. Why don't you say every month this amount we give to vigilante, so that the Abia State Vigilante Services, so that wherever the neighborhoods, when you get into the neighborhoods, you see vigilante groups, all of them parading. That is the way you do the policing. So you give the police, the law enforcement officers, opportunity to handle all that crime, and then the commissioner of police need to also step his foot down through the IG to say every law enforcement officer that have been hired by private individual, they need to record them so that we fight crime to the tilt. It's very simple. This is very easy. Don't use the law enforcement officer as private security agents to private individuals. They should stop it. Every police person should go back to the barracks, so that these individuals are human beings. My brother can be a policeman. My sister can be a policewoman. What if he or she loses his life or her life? Why controlling somebody's property, private? No, you need to control watch over my own property, watch over my life. So the vigilante groups are good for the polity, but that does not mean that police, you have to overlook the police. The federal government cannot overlook the police. Constitutionally, the police are there. Now, when you bring the vigilante groups, you are helping to fight crime. We need to fight these crimes. And then while you are fighting crime, we also need to help the youth, employ the youth, give them jobs. Talk to private individuals who have made it in their life so that we can establish industries in our various local government. For instance, in Abia, if you set up one industry in Osisioma, set one industry in Okwa, set one in Bende local government, set one in Arochukwu, like Arochukwu has that limestone. We need to say cement factory right there. You'll employ the youth. There are things we have rice. We have rice in Bende. We do that. They have rice. Set up industry, you have to partner with private individuals, those that have made money, those that want to invest. We are not talking about economic ventures. We are not talking about economic revival, resuscitation of ourselves through private public-private partnership initiative. When we do that, Nigeria will be a better place. Even in my southeast, if we have like we have innocent, now we have APs. Now we can also have industries here. Like I won't call people. I'm not promoting people here. But what I'm trying to say, we have paint industries that are here. Telecommunication industry, individuals can get into telecommunication. Why can't we set up telecommunication industry that can challenge other bigger telecommunication industry? You create a job for the youth. We need to create job for the youth. And also another thing I would like us to do is for government to partner with private companies so that they will be able to go to various tertiary institutions a year or 6 months before your graduation. People will come to school, interview you, and see how they can pull the human resources from university, catch them young as they are graduating, catch them and employ them. So we will abate all these criminal tendencies. When somebody ain't got no job, when somebody ain't got nothing doing, your brain becomes the devil's workshop because you started to think zigzaggedly. So what I'm saying, what we need to do to handle security is to partner with private individuals. Resuscitate vigilante groups. Bakassi must be resuscitated because what is Bakassi doing? Why do we have Bakassi? If you are going to create another vigilante group in Southeast without Bakassi, it's a letdown on an Abia State should be the pioneer of this vigilante service group. Abia State should be the pioneer of fighting crime because we have the Bakassi there. Look at them walking up and down everywhere. Go and resuscitate the vigilante group that we have called Bakassi, and Abia will be a better place. We will sleep with our eyes closed very well.
Okay, let's look at it politically. With all these setting up of all the security network in all the geopolitical zones, don't you think it's a kind of practical agitation for restructuring, which the federal government seems to be quite adamant in implementing? You know, there's been cry that let the country be restructured, each zone take care of whatever thing you're getting, you know, provide your own security and all that. But the federal government seems to be quite adamant to that. But now, with this setting up of all the security, you know, network here and there, don't you think it's a kind of practical agitation?
No, it's not practical agitation. You can't create a government within a government. I think that federalism works. It's just that we are not practicing it very well. Federalism is the best system of governance. What we are saying, states are not creating their own security agents. No, they are not. We are trying to supplement what law enforcement officers are doing. It happens anywhere in the world. Even in the United States, we have vigilante groups. We have New York vigilante. What the vigilante groups do in America, especially in New York, is that they go through the subways because a lot of crimes are committed in subways. You understand what I'm saying? So the vigilante groups, their job to help the police, the parking lots. In America, you have so many parking lots everywhere, you know. So criminals go, they steal your cars, what they call joyriding stealing. They go and take your car, not to go and sell it, but just to drive up and down. You see a youth driving your car for 1 week. After that, abandons the car somewhere and then move on ahead. So all we are saying is that the idea of security agencies is not because they want to create their own security outfit. No, supplement what the police are doing because the police are being overworked. Because when you have lesser number of police officers everywhere and then you have more people committing crime, who are going to fight it? Well, now we can go back to our benches and say, okay, every individual carry gun. We are very lucky. Nigeria is a safer place than even America because many people in America carry guns. They have organizations that are pro-gun handlers. So we don't have that in Nigeria. We cannot have that in Nigeria. If you tell every individual, protect your house, and somebody comes to my house to break into my house, and then I have gun, then I will shoot because it's a licensed gun. So, but here, what we are saying is that we need to have the vigilante to be doing patrolling, foot patrolling at night. So the police, any problem they have, they will radio the police. Then the police will respond immediately. And it has to rapid response. So that's what we are saying. The states are not supposed to create their own AFI because it's unconstitutional. But they can create AFI to supplement the work of the law enforcement agencies. That's the
issue of Amotekun now that the federal government said it's still illegal, but
of course it's illegal because it's not backed by law. Amotekun is not backed by law, so they had to go to their various houses of assembly to give it a legal backing. They don't have legal backing. That's what federal government said. It's illegal. Of course it's illegal. Just like Bakassi. Bakassi is not illegal. Bakassi was passed in 2002 under law number 8. Bakassi is an existing security outfit supplementing the work of police in Abia. Simple. So if Amotekun goes to the various assembly and gets the legal backing, that's okay. But for now, federal government believes it's illegal.
But they seem to be quite resolute in making sure that particular security outfit is not disbanded. I mean, the governors from the south.
If they get the back-end by their various houses of assembly, that is why each governor is the chief security of their state. Chief security. So they know how it pinches their folks. So you are doing it to help the police. It doesn't mean that anything that happens, if there is a criminal activity, you don't go to police to report. You know somebody that stole your shoe, you go to police, you don't go to Bakassi to report. It is job of the police to investigate about the criminal activity that has happened in the Cameroon Street or that happened at the Factory Road. It's the job of the police to investigate and then do the needful, not the job of the vigilante group. The job of the vigilante group is to handle that security matters and then turn it over to the law enforcement agency, which is the Nigerian police force.
But it appears that some people are actually leaving out something here, that the political gains of this security Amotekun could be only for the governors and the elected officials who are
we will not work
loyal to the governor.
Maybe
during elections they will be used to,
But the security office must be under the guidance of Nigerian police force. They cannot go beyond that. It's the police that we know. We don't know vigilante. What we know, vigilante group, they help to curb crime and they hand over the suspect to the police. They don't have what they call a detention center to detain anybody. They can't do that. Well, you catch the criminal, take it to the police station, take that individual to the police station. So anybody thinking that you are going to create vigilante groups to protect the governor, to protect the elected officer, he ain't going to work that way.
So you are saying in essence that during elections they cannot be used to protect the interests of those.
No, it's not their job. No, it's not their job. Their job is to protect the lives and to help protect the lives of security, working with the Nigerian police force, not who is a security fit to come and tell me what to do as a citizen when I have not committed crime. I'm about to go and vote, and then you come out there and stop me from voting or help to rig election. That is when the police will come to bear. The police force is there, and we respect the police force. We are asking them to help the police. We are not asking you to be police. It's not the job of vigilante to be police. Their work is vigilante. That is their job. Their acronym is not Abia Police Vigilante. It's not the acronym. They won't do what they are not supposed to do, and they cannot go beyond.
At Flow 94.9 FM, we've got conducive and well-secured environment for business. High-tech video studio, a state-of-the-art production studio. You can also listen live on www.flow949fm.com and watch our videos on YouTube at Flow FM TV. Flow 94.9 FM, not just radio, but a complete broadcasting house.
Okay, Honorable, now let's come back home to Abia State. That was last week. The Abia State government actually agreed to pay the sum of 30,100 naira for minimum wage for workers in Abia State. At least Abia State have said at the pace they've agreed to pay. Some states are still struggling up to this moment to agree with labor in their various states to pay that particular minimum wage.
Well, I think that it's a good thing that the minimum wage have been approved by various states, or all the states in Federal Republic of Nigeria. Now coming to Abia State, I don't think the PDP-led administration is doing it well, that they have rushed to get the approval to start payment. That is what they paid. That's political word. Because what is the structure? What is the template you are using to increase the payment for civil servants? There is not. Every lawyer, civil servant that is honest will tell you there is nothing. How much did you work on for you to arrive at what you arrive? What is the structure? There has to be a structure, a civil service structure in increment. That 30,000, like somebody is trying to say that because you pay somebody the minimum, you pay somebody or a laborer or whatever 30,000 100 naira, right?
Yes,
now
30,000 naira.
That 30,000, then you go to add every other person. No, it's not true. But you have to structure in such a way that the increment will make sense. But in Abia, it doesn't make any sense. The civil servant that I have spoken to, the civil servant say no civil servant will tell you yes. The PDP-led administration has paid us very well. We are happy for them. It's not true. It's not true. The civil servant, no civil servant, let one civil servant come on air. Even the person that I listened to your program the other day, there was an individual who called in. He said he was, I'm not going to call his name, but he said that he was a part of the committee that was set up to look into the minimum wage structure and restructuring. What did they restructure? They didn't restructure anything. He said, what do you want? Listen to him. He said, yes, that other states like Ebonyi, like Imo, have not done what we've done so far. For now, that Ebonyi have not started paying because they want to do it right. So that the minimum wage will affect you and affect you very well. That they want to do well. The man tried to exonerate himself by saying that we have done this doesn't mean we have done it right too. We are still looking into it to restructure. They will restructure the thing because they have not done. Take the core civil servants. Let them call civil servants come into that restructuring so that they will know that minimum wage is being implemented. Minimum wage in Abia is not being implemented. Any civil servant that will call on air or face me in argument and say, Madoka, I'm a civil servant, I work here, my increment was in order. They will not tell you that because I have spoken with a lot of civil servants. No civil servant has said, thank God for what PDP-led administration had done. If it were APC-led administration, I think that what we would have done is to sit and bring civil servants into this thing. Most of these people that have their organization, even I blame Labour. Because it's Labour, Abia State, Nigerian Labour Congress, supposed to be in forefront to tell Abians that no, this structure is not right. They
were part of the whole agreement.
Let Labour come and speak and say that it has been done well. That's why they are hiding, because most of them are politically tied up. They cannot speak. The Labour man should come and speak for civil servants. That's the problem. If Labour comes here or any medium to say what we did in Abia is correct, more than Ebonyi, more than Anambra, more than Enugu, more than Imo, then I won't talk about that again. If a Labour man, a real Labour man, that's why Labour is keeping quiet, because they are not happy. Let Labour come and talk. They cannot talk. Let a single civil servant call you on air and say, Maduka Okoro is not telling the truth. I'm a civil servant. I'm not talking about politicians calling in. Most of them that don't even have portfolio in this government. Most of them that want to speak because they want to be heard. I'm talking about serious issue here. Salary is a serious issue. I don't joke with it, because if my brother, if my sister, if my mother, if my father were to be civil servant and I sit here and praise somebody and clap hands for somebody, when I know the truth is not being done, then God will not be fair with me. This is not politics. This is reality. Civil servants have not been taken care of in Abia State. I wish it were APC administration. Things would have been in a different narrative.
Okay, let's open the phone lines now for our callers to call in. But then again, we must warn that please, when you're calling, be civil. Apply some level of decorum when you're calling. Don't attack anybody. Don't insult. Just go ahead, make your point based on the issues we've raised here. The numbers to call are 080-8182-6949. I take that again. 080-8182-6949 or 0811-605-2949. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning, Jonathan.
Yeah, good morning.
Good morning, again.
Good morning.
Yeah, I'm Emeka calling from local Catholic as usual.
Go ahead, Emeka.
I've had listening to your program. I got an opportunity calling. When I call, it's usually that topic. But I'm glad that I called in.
Okay, go ahead.
Let me say something because the man in quotes, all those are college, my brother. I'm from Umuhegutu. Umuhegutu, in Bend, local government. It's my brother. And fair enough, I won't condemn him because I can say one or two things he has started in Umuhegutu. It's not so that I won't completely say that I'm satisfied because I was yearning for more until this saturation.
So what's your point? Just go ahead.
What my point is that I want to just give a kind of contribution to the issue of salary because I'm a civil servant.
Okay.
I'm not yet received the new minimum wage. I said how much has been paid. We're not so open, so to speak. We don't even know how much has been paid. Have
you been paid for January?
I will see the old some backload of salary because I've been working one of this. Local government. So we still not yet receive that. We still have backload of salary that needs to be expected.
Okay.
So that is our problem. So when we receive the new minimum, we cannot say yes, what they have been alleging over the rate of receive or not.
Okay. Thank you.
For the meantime, we are still battling with this salary. It's a problem. And our colleague in teaching
okay. All right. Okay, thank you. I think let's take a few messages from the Facebook. Somebody, that's Chukwu Emeka Mubani, from he said Abia Poly Absolute are being owed 18 to 15 month salaries. Where are they? Are they not human beings? I think he's just asking a question. He said, this is another one from Smith Onyefora. He said visiting OUK and working towards his release will be a welcome development from Smith Onyefora. Okay, God will help us. This one is from Kelechi Kocha. He said, God will help us and this nation. Nothing is moving for people. That is, people are suffering. God will help us from Kaduna State. Let's see if we can take another call. Hello, good morning. Hello?
Hello.
Yeah, hello, good morning.
Good morning. My name is Joshua from
Sorry, I didn't get your name. What's your name?
Joshua Okeze from Isharanwa.
Okay, go ahead, Joshua. Okay, Honorable, obviously we are running out of time. Your final shoot.
I thank every Abian for people that have sent you messages through the Facebook, through the social media. I thank you all for your immense pouring of support and love for Senator Orji Uzor Kalu. Let us stay strong. Pray for Nigeria. Pray for more people like Orji Uzor Kalu to come into this country and help this country to move forward. Pray for people like Orji Uzor Kalu that will have their heart given to the people, the ability to give up. You see, a man that is using his foundation to touch the lives of the people. A man that has said, my life, my death, my sacrifice, they belong to God. As I live and as I breathe, it is for the sake of the people. This is a man that believes that every kobo that he has, when he opens his mouth and says, I'm going to do this for you, he lives up to it. This is what we need in Nigeria. Somebody that will walk into the Senate, somebody that walk into the House of Assembly, somebody that walk into the Federal House of Representatives and say, I have come to serve the people. Somebody that will go to various government houses saying, I want to be a governor. Not governor for my family, not governor for myself, but governor for the people. People are suffering. And we need people that will touch the lives of people. And I believe that if we can have 10 Orji Uzor Kalu in Nigeria, Nigeria will be a better place. We are fighting for the sake of our country. We are fighting for us to move ahead, to live as one entity. We are fighting so that our children and our great-grandchildren will enjoy what we have not enjoyed today. We are saying that Abians, Noro Nokota, Nde Bende local government, Ndi Sukweto local government, Ndu Munochi, Nde Abreba Hafia, Nde Arochukwu, the 5 zones in Abia North Senatorial Zone. Keep praying, because prayer works. I believe in prayer, I believe in faith. That which cannot be seen, that can be felt. Orji Uzor Kalu is the man of the people. We are praying that our son, Ndo Haneze, I want to thank you. You are going to have a meeting on Sunday in Imobu. They are going to talk about their son. They are going to show love for their son. Orji Uzor Kalu, the only detribalized Nigerian. that we have. But we need 5 people like that. Ekele diri ndị Abia, ekele diri ndị Yoruba, ekele diri ndị Hausa, ekele diri ndị Ijaw, ndị Efik, ndị Mmang, Mesero. What we are saying, Oji Uzo Kalu loves you all. May God continue to bless Abia. May God continue to bless Nigeria in Jesus' name.
Okay, thank you. I'm always tempted to say that you are now a Reverend Minister. Thank you so much for coming on the show. Southeast Media Aid to Dr. Oji Zakalu, Honorable Madu Kokoro. My name is Ginika Olwahat, and next week, please do stay out of trouble. Good morning.